We looked at a lot of softwares. We looked at a lot of programs that we thought would be helpful for us on the shop floor. The thing that sets Flex apart is that these are ops guys, like I said earlier. They understand, they came from manufacturing. They know what it takes to run a shop floor. They understand the data issues and the unavailability of information from the shop floor and how difficult it is to get that. So the thing that sets them apart is the fact that that product is detailed and oriented around answering and asking those types of questions for manufacturing people. Anytime I send an email, or you can even hit them on the Teams chats, and I'll ask a question, I can get a response right away. There's a couple people on the team that they've recently added. They're younger, newer associates or analysts, and they've been super responsive to anything that we come up with. We bring them into meetings that we have in the plant, and they participate in our calls, and they're very responsive to the needs or issues or questions that are asked by the people, by my supervisors, by my team leads about data or information that's in the system. And they're very responsive. If they don't have an answer to something during that time, they'll get it before the end of the day, and they'll provide it in a format that's clear, concise, and understandable for everybody to be able to use and action on. Working with them has been fantastic. I think the relationship is really, it's a strategic business partner relationship. That's how we view them, because they're helping us run our equipment better than we were before. Anytime I reach out to the data analysts, I can reach out to the CEO, I can reach out to the VP of operations, and I can communicate, this is what I see with the product, and they can tell me, well, this is what we see with your system. So we've actually learned more about our own processes by working with them, because they're able to tell us information and give us insights that we may not have had. But we've also had a great way of communicating improvements or enhancements with the product that they've been able to implement in a relatively quick fashion that allows that product to be more accepted, more engaged, and more useful on the shop floor. So that relationship is critical, and having the go-between, or being able to have those conversations on a day-to-day basis if we need to, it's helped us become very close. We frequently have visits from the Flex team in our plants, and they can walk the shop floor and have a communication and have a discussion with our operators or our supervisors, and they're speaking on the same terms, and they don't see Flex in our plant as a software or as our performance management system or our HR system. They see it as a day-to-day tool that they use, and when they have questions for the Flex team, if they're in our plants, those conversations can go very well, and they can get questions answered very quickly, and there's credibility in the answers and the discussions that we have, because they know that these people have come from manufacturing and they're trying to solve real-world manufacturing problems. So the overall vision is for us to be able to gather quantifiable, realistic, real-time data on all of the equipment that we have in all of our facilities, and turn that into information that we can utilize to help us to make better decisions on capital investments, on how our products are running, how our costing systems are set up, but also as a way for us to teach our employees and our stakeholders and all levels of the organization to understand how data and information impacts the way that they do their job every day. And it also provides a platform for us to make sure that we're running our equipment as safely and efficiently as possible to improve the quality of life and the performance of the business from those using that data and information. The day we put the system in place, we saw real-time data on our shop floor, and that was it was like a light going off for our production team. They were like, wow, I can really see exactly what's going on with this piece of equipment. Where historically you may have had to be someone who knows how a piece of equipment works to know if it's running well or not. Now we can make it very binary to say it's running well, it's not running well, it's up, it's down. These are the reasons why behind it. And I'll give you one great example. We just put the system in our Mobile facility, and we have an operator there that has held the record for the total number of bags produced in a given day. And when we put that andon on top of his machine, he looked at that and said, challenge accepted. And he beat his record that had been standing for like 4 years. So it was an immediate, a visible way for people to see how they're doing and give them an incentive to either do better, but also communicate to the staff and the teams at the sites what's happening so that they can ask for help when they may not be as vocal in asking for help or there's problems with the equipment. I would say the andons are one of the biggest important features of the Flex system has had one of the biggest impacts. Again, because it's transmitting information in a very binary way that says things are well, things are not going well. But I would say also the Excel client in the background that allows us to do custom reports and gain customized insights on how our equipment is performing over time, different types of reason codes, different types of issues behind what's happening, the reality of what's happening on the shop floor. And I think the Insights tool has provided a good vehicle for people who aren't good at data analytics to understand through canned reports, to get good information that they can translate very quickly into actionable items on a daily basis through our MDI meetings and through other shop floor Kaizens or leader standard work that they perform throughout the day. We have a facility in Walden, New York. We put the system in there on initially 4 machines. We saw a real big benefit from understanding uptime, downtime, equipment performance, reason codes, engagement from our operators and from the leadership team and from the supervisors on the floor. We expanded that to put that on every machine in the plant. And that has been a direct link for us to be able to improve our productivity last year by 7.6% over the previous year. We saw numerical incremental gains month over month over month. Some of that is related to the maintenance activities that we did. Some of that's related to training activities that we did, but we wouldn't have gotten that information if we didn't have the Flex system to help us to get those insights. We have a lot of old equipment that doesn't tell us very good information, and not all of our operators can communicate what's happening in the equipment in a very effective way or in a consistent way. And this has given us a platform to be able to share that information equally, regardless of experience or how comfortable they are with sharing information. And it's created a level playing field for people to use that data in a very agnostic way to make decisions about what to do. Tulsa, Oklahoma facility as an example. We have a sack machine there that runs grocery bags for grocery stores, Stop and Shop, Price Chopper, Walgreens, those kinds of stores. And we have been having a significant increase in demand on those products. That machine was not performing very well, and we didn't understand the reasons behind it. Again, it's a very technical piece of equipment. We don't get a lot of feedback from the sensors and things that are in there. We put that in place, and it allowed a production team to do a Kaizen over time, a project over time, so that we could look at the production, get the reason codes behind what was going on there, and we could improve productivity within 3 months by 10%. It allowed us to exceed the demand that we had for the product and ramp up that machine to meet its full capabilities. It allowed us to clear a 12-week backlog that we had and help us get more current with our customers' orders. It then allowed us to bring in an additional 5% business through one customer, and we were able to acquire new business from other customers. I would definitely recommend Flex to anybody else in the industry. And if they have a customer that has a question about how the system works or the things that we've gained from it, I'd be more than happy to talk to any of their potential customers about the value that it brings. I've talked to I work with a number of different sites around the ProAmpac company. We've got 48 different sites globally, and I talk to different sites in different industries, and they're understanding how the tool can be useful. So even outside, and when they see the value of it internally, I've been able to share this information with people outside of ProAmpac, and I definitely would recommend it as a tool and as a good system, because it's not just a software system, it's an operating system that supports lean manufacturing, it supports the goals and objectives that our company has, and it helps us build better teamwork and better operators and better leaders by utilizing this tool on a day-to-day basis.